Red Dead Redemption 2. By far one of the greatest games of the last decade. From 2010 to 2020, this has to be one of the greatest games that has released in that time frame. Red Dead Redemption 2 somehow, 2 years later, still has a gigantic community that still plays this game each and every day. It's truly incredible how this game has managed to keep itself alive through these past 2 years. While I never was able to get a review out when this game first came out, I'm doing one now to kind of showcase how this game is so incredible and why people are still playing it to this day. First off, I wanted to start with the graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2. This has to be one of the best looking games of all time. It's just absolutely incredible. I'm playing on my Xbox One X currently, and it still just looks phenomenal. When you get everything in 4K, this game just looks superb. The lighting in the Red Dead Redemption 2 has to be one of the strong points in terms of graphics. This is some of the best lighting effects I've seen in any video game period to date. And apart from in some of the snowier areas of the map, where I tended to find it a little bright, the lighting overall is superb. Texture quality is another really strong point of Red Dead Redemption 2. You can find any texture in the world and you can spend so much time looking at a wall and just look at how much detail is in that single texture. I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of attention to detail Rockstar puts into these games. Now, even horses, when you are looking at your horse riding, you can see all of the muscles on your horse moving realistically. It's so incredible and makes you really immersed into the game. Going along with this game has by far some of the best character models I've seen in any game to date. The faces look incredibly realistic, and all of the mouth movements and eye movements feel real, and it's genuinely impressive. The deformation of mud and snow in this game is really incredible. How you can have footprints or your horse's footprints. You could drag a body through the mud and snow and have an exact imprint of whatever you drug through. Is truly impressive. The world of Red Dead Redemption 2 is by far one of the best worlds in an open world game to date. Every single town feels unique, has its own community, and truly feels like people are living in it. It is a living town. Take Strawberry, for instance. You walk in, it's beautiful. You got the post office right there. You have the inn where the mayor is greeting you as soon as you walk in. Truly impressive. Saint Denis is another one of those cities that is truly breathtaking when you walk into Saint Denis for the first time. And you see the big puffs of smoke coming from the factories, and you can almost smell how polluted the city feels. This big city at the turn of the 20th century. It's truly awesome to see. Another thing that makes this world feel so alive is all of the side activities that you can do. There are so many side activities you can do in this game. You can go play poker at a salon. You could play blackjack, five finger fillet. You could play all of these little mini games, and it's just incredible the amount of things that you can do in this world. It's truly amazing. Another area where the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 excels in is the collectibles. This game is phenomenal collectibles. You have your cigarette cards, the dinosaur bones, which has a really cool reward at the end, and I highly recommend you guys go complete all that if you haven't already. The legendary animals are, well, another one of those things that are really cool to the map. Add to that the legendary fish. Really cool rewards for collecting all the legendary fish too. The gang hideouts that you can find throughout the map really is so awesome. You'll just be riding around as Arthur and you just see this gang hideout, and you can choose to either shoot it out, or if you don't have the firepower, you can wait and come and attack it later, and it's really cool to see. Moving on to characters and the story. Arthur is my personal favorite Rockstar protagonist to date. He's phenomenal. When this game first came out, I was really skeptical because I really liked John in the first game. And I was really worried to see, would Arthur be able to live up to the standards that John set? And yes, in my opinion, he truly does, and he exceeds them. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, truly fantastic performance. All of the mocap and the voice acting, truly incredible, and it all just comes together to be one fantastic character. Arthur has lots of personal growth throughout the story. When you first meet Arthur, I don't know about you guys, but I almost didn't like him at first. He had this weird mood to him. He wasn't a very happy guy. He was angry with everyone really quickly, but as he progresses through the game, he becomes a completely different person, and it's truly awesome to see. Another thing I love about Arthur is he's a really funny character, and he has tons of witty comebacks in all these cutscenes. He always has something to say. It's always really funny. Dutch's performance in Red Dead Redemption 2 is incredibly strong. He starts off almost like a father figure to Arthur and other members of the gang. You really look up to Dutch as this powerful figure, a trustworthy figure. And throughout the game, he changes. You start to see the change in Dutch's mindset as he almost loses his sanity. It's very interesting and really cool to see what happened to Dutch before Red Dead Redemption 1. It's also great to see John back from Red Dead Redemption 1. I mean, to see what happened to him and see his story before Red Dead Redemption 1, kind of get some backstory on him, is really awesome to see. Again, another great performance. Micah Bell is one of those characters that is almost universally hated. And that is a great thing. I mean, his actor did a phenomenal job of really making you hate Micah. And he is truly evil throughout the game. You really get to see how evil he is. There's a mission pretty early on in Strawberry where you really get to see Micah's dark side, and it really kind of lets you know how evil this man can be. Now, the story itself, I think, in my personal opinion, this is the best Rockstar story to date. It's so interesting, except for a very slow initial start to the game. When you're up in the snow, I did find the game drags on for quite a while as it shows you the tutorial. But once you get out of the snow, things start to really open up for you. And once you start getting into Chapter 3, Chapter 4, things go down. And this is a really fantastic story. It's not a short story, though. It's about 60 hours of gameplay and 109 missions long. So you're truly getting your money's worth with this one. But I highly recommend you go out there and finish it if you haven't already. It's been 2 years. You should have played this game already, but if you haven't, go out and buy it now and play the entire thing. Another thing I found that was great about the story is you had a bunch of multiple choice options throughout the game. There was multiple different endings to the game, which really adds some replayability to the game, and it's really cool to see that. There were also some fantastic, memorable missions in the game. There was a mission very early on with Lenny where you go to a bar and you both get drunk, and it's super funny, super fun mission, as well as the heists throughout the game. There were a few good heists in the game, and those were really fun. Get some really cool gameplay going there. The customization in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's another one of the game's very strong points. Gun customization is really cool. You can customize the rifling of the guns. You can go out there and choose a different metal for your gun. You can make your guns silver, gold. Black and gold is my favorite. I really like that. Or black and a nice dark brown. Super cool to do that. As well as clothing as well. You could truly make Arthur your own interpretation of Arthur. I mean, you can customize the dude until you're perfectly content with him. It's really awesome to see the amount of customization. Horses are another area where I felt customization was pretty strong. You can choose from so many different horses, and then once you have your horse, you can customize the mane. You can change the color of the fur of the mane and certain, like the tail, certain spots like that. That's really cool. As well as the saddle customization. It's really cool. I mean, this is almost like car customization from GTA 5, but it's a horse because you don't have cars, obviously. But really cool to see, and Rockstar really does put the attention to detail in terms of customization here. Combat is another section in Red Dead Redemption 2 that I find is really strong. Gunfights in Red Dead Redemption 2 are amazing. With the return of Deadeye, it makes gunfights super fun as you can slow-mo and snipe headshot enemies. It's really fun to do. Headshots, again, are key in this game, and this game has a very strong, typical Rockstar, really lock-on feel to the auto-aim. If you've played GTA 5, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, your auto-aim is just lasered onto enemies, and it's really overpowered, but it's fun. It's really fun to use at the same time. The cover system is also really great. You don't stick to cover or anything. You can fluidly move between cover. It's really awesome in the middle of a gunfight. The only weak point that I found with Red Dead Redemption 2 is the online. The opposite of GTA Online, Red Dead Redemption Online just doesn't have anything to do in it. It's basically, you know, not even all that you can do in the story mode. And Red Dead Online does not have the support that GTA Online does. If Red Dead Online had the support that GTA Online is currently getting, then I could see it having some potential. But currently, it barely gets any updates ever, and when it does get any updates, they're not really adding enough to keep you playing the game. The Red Dead Online story, in quotation marks, is really uninteresting compared to the main story of the game, and I would not recommend it at all, especially since the monetization in the online mode really seems to mess things up. Alright guys, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this review of Red Dead Redemption 2. In 2020, I think it's still a game that if you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend you go out and play this. It is just so worth the money. You can probably get it on sale. At least I saw it on sale on the Xbox store for like $30. It was, I mean, that's a steal right there. If you have not played this game yet, I just cannot recommend it enough. Go buy it for $30. You cannot get more value than this game. This game will provide you with hundreds of hours of content, and there's truly no more better value for your money out there, and I highly recommend you guys go out and get this game. In 2020, I think this game is still highly worth it. Out of my scale out of 10, I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I am super biased because I'm a huge fan of Rockstar games, but this is just my personal opinion. I give it a 10, and I really hope that you guys go out there and buy this game. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Take care. Peace.